What's up? I'm Troubleshoot. It's Thursday the 12th of June. Let's quickly speak about this week's brand new Rust skins, check them out in game, and speculate about the price. Starting off at the very top, out of these 9 brand new items, first of all, we've got the Cobalt Jungle Door SMD, a nice green metal door, Heatseeker Python for $3, yet another Heatseeker item, Bamboo Cage Locker, pretty cool, for $2.50, Island Assault Team Facemask and Chestplate, the first for $1.50, the second for $2, Twisted Sheet Metal Double Door, $2.50, CocoKnight Bandana, $1, Cryo Small Box, $2.50, and finally the Grim Garden AR for $2. Surprisingly, besides the Python being the most expensive item this week, on par at $2.50, a small box is here as well, but let's check out all of these in game before we make any judgments. Alright, so first of all, we'll start off with the brand new armor. We've got these 2 brand new buttes. Now, obviously, there's nothing too crazy going on here, but the brand new Island Assault chestplate and helmet work together super well. Obviously, they're not completely blackout, nor are they super shiny or anything like that. This is just a plain, simple gray metal armor combo with this little glow stick pack, walkie-talkie, and I guess extra magazines. Looks like a map there, pretty well detailed for what it is. Something a bit weird happening with the writing there, not too sure what it's supposed to say, but ultimately it's a really okay looking skin. There's nothing too crazy going on here on either side. You can already see the AK there for this week. On the back, there's nothing too crazy except for a couple of wires back here, which if I just pull that out of the way, you can see there's some paracord and I guess a signal cable for something or other. It's very simple. You can see the mount for, I guess, something to be attached on the front. This little headphone type thing on the side, pretty cool, although it definitely misses your ear. Ultimately, it's pretty creative. It's nothing too crazy for a skin, but if you like it, well, it's pretty clean if you want to add it to your collection. Besides this, something I've already teased you on this week's AK, which is the brand new Grim Garden, features this animal skull, not too sure what it's supposed to be, and these 2 roses with their stems behind, some really nice, super clean accents on a very dark body with, I guess, leather straps around the magazine at the bottom. It's a really clean looking skin that I do like the small details on. Looking from the outside, it's just a pretty unique looking skin. This could definitely be some kind of Red Hot Chili Pepper album art. Really, really clean looking, and from the first person, this is what it looks like. Yep, you can see exactly what's going on here, the same way we do in third person. And if we have a look down the iron sights, there's nothing too crazy going on here. It's mostly default, and at the very back we can see yet another rosebud or whatever you'd call it. Yeah, I do like how it looks. It's relatively unique for what it is. That's pretty cool actually. The jaw separates when you reload. I like that. But again, there's nothing too pay to win about it. It's just a pretty good looking skin. However, something that is definitely pay to win, you can already see what's going on here. The brand new Heatseeker Python definitely brings a lot more to the table. Now, we've obviously seen quite a few Heatseeker skins being added to the game, some of them being way more broken than others, besides featuring a sealed front barrel. I don't know if that's a thing on all Python skins. There's definitely something missing, and if you don't see it now, you'll definitely see it when I do a quick comparison. This is the brand new Heatseeker Python, and well, this is the usual Python, so there's quite a bit missing when it comes to the back iron sight, meaning things are going to be much cleaner. If we have a look from the first person, this is what the thing looks like. Up close, yeah, it's got the same pattern. If you like the previous ones, this is no different, but bam, down the iron side, you can see a huge amount of what's going on in front of you very, very easily. If compared to a usual Python, it covers quite a bit. We can barely see the front iron side, however, this is insanely clean. Again, cutting the animation, yeah, it loses quite a bit. So, with that, obviously this is a pretty pay-to-win skin. It's not removing too much when it comes to the actual item itself, but this is definitely unique and very, very clean. This is definitely going to give you a competitive advantage, ticking all the usual boxes. Moving on from there, the last wearable this week is this brand new bandana, the CocoKnight Bandana, and as you can see, it fits in really well with the rest of the coconut/jungle theme. Putting on the rest of the outfit, you can see we haven't escaped the jungle quite just yet. This matches perfectly with the rest of the setup and could probably be included with it. Obviously, this doesn't have access to change the model as much as the actual Face Punch developers do, like they did with the rest of the wooden armor, but it's a very nice addition that seems to fit in super well. You can use this with the wooden coconut helmet, so it fits perfectly, obviously, and it should give you a bit of extra protection when it comes to hiding you further in the jungle, things like that. It's going to work just as well as the rest of the CocoKnight armor. So yeah, that's a pretty cool addition, and if you already have this DLC, it's the perfect thing to add to your collection if you're actually planning on using it. So there you go. Moving on from all of those wearables, this week we've got a brand new locker that's matching the small box and large box that came out in previous weeks. We'll cover those in just a bit if you haven't already seen them. This brand new locker for $2.50, the bamboo cage locker, is yet again a super transparent locker where you can see through the entire thing from all sides. If you already are collecting bamboo items that look something like this, well, obviously again, it's a no-brainer, pay-to-win advantage where you can see perfectly straight through it, but it'll catch bullets and things like that. And of course, it fits in very well with the rest of the skins if you're already building a jungle base out of wood, Aztec, stone, or something along those lines, and you're plunking down other bamboo type items. Obviously, this is going to be a perfect match and a no-brainer. From there, on the much smaller end, this brand new crate, or I guess small box, again is using the same crate theme where you can pick it up and take it around, it looks like. The very futuristic Cryo Small Box, or Cryo Case, with 993 years left. I guess you can put something small in here to cryo freeze for the future, maybe a gerbil of some sorts. Obviously, if you like collecting futuristic looking skins to put in your futuristic base, whatever reason, this is again a very nice addition to add to it. Personally though, this is just a bit too much and would struggle to fit in most base designs unless you're building something along the same pipey metal type look. We'll speak about similar looking skins in just a bit, though finally we've got two brand new doors to look at, and we'll start off with this week's single door, another Cobalt inspired shipping container sheet metal door, the Cobalt jungle container sheet metal door that is, featuring a very nice peek through spot where you can look through, similar to I guess armored doors, but of course this one can't be opened or shot through. It looks very nice and super clean, super jungly on the back side and on the front side of it. While it matches pretty much exactly, sometimes these skins are a little bit different. I think it's almost exactly the same. Yep, I'd say it's probably exactly the same. On the back you can see the writing is mirrored, so I guess nothing too crazy when it comes to the backside skin other than, nope, I was gonna say these metal rods attaching the thing to its base, but no, those are the same on both sides. So ultimately the skin's gonna be used by a ton of YouTubers. I'm probably gonna see this in many places, many videos to come. It's a super clean, very green looking door that can very easily vanish into the environment you put it in. Quite polar opposite to this week's brand new double sheet metal door, the Twisted Metal double door for $2.50, again following the Twisted Metal theme. If you're a Mad Max type base builder, this is obviously going to be yet another good addition to add to your collection. For everyone else though, this seems to be a bit much, I guess. The teeth at the very front, I guess, expand out from the actual wall itself based on the fact that those door handly bits are 3D, so kind of gives it a weird look from the side, buck tooth kind of thing. The rest of the door though looks super clean. Obviously it came together very well with a very nice 3D shiny effect where you can see the sun reflecting off of it based on whatever angle you're on, giving it a very 3D look, even though it's just a flat 2D or mostly flat 2D texture. That's a pretty nice addition. The 3D definitely works very well on the skin, similar to the single sheet metal door. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and speak about the actual items, their price, and speculate about future prices so we can see what to purchase and what to maybe avoid. That being said though, this next section obviously isn't investment advice or anything like that. Do with your money as you see fit. Don't buy rust skins in hopes of selling them for a profit in the future. Rather buy them to play with, and in the future they might keep their value, they might lose it. It's pretty much as good as gambling, so yep, take from that as you will. We're just going to be looking at similar skins from the same collection and things like that, just to base some really rough guesstimates off of, nothing more than that. So flicking back over to SCMM, we'll have a look at this week's brand new 9 items, starting off the very top with the Cobalt Jungle Door. This joins the previous double door here, most of which have actually more than kept their value, especially these earlier items, so these are much older. The Cobalt Jungle Container doors are trying to cash out on the same hype that the previous ones had, had, with their value going up quite a bit. The double door obviously doesn't look nearly as clean as the single door, in my opinion. Maybe it's just the lighting of the screenshot here. They are both really good looking skins, obviously. This one's armored, this one's a sheet metal door, whereas previously these were both sheet metal doors here. Take from that as you will. This is definitely a very nice jungle skin to add to your jungle building collection if you're one of those. Speaking of jungle, if you like tigers and jaguars and things like that jumping out at you, well, of course this week's Heatseeker Python joins the previous Heatseeker items, the most pay-to-win of which I'm pretty sure was the MP5, which was bought in huge quantities. The Heatseeker Thompson had quite a bit removed as well, and obviously this week's Heatseeker Python follows that same trend very closely. Most of these skins gained quite a bit of value, though as people started to buy them more and more and more with each release, there's a huge surplus of items, so it's probably going to not really jump up in price as much as you might expect, as it's a pretty good looking skin with a little pay to win to it. In the future it might go up quite a bit, but that's a long way down the road. Then the Bamboo Cage Locker joins the Bamboo Cage, which is the single box, and the large box over here, both of which have gone up quite a bit in value, around 50 to 80%, so this is probably going to follow along the same path. As you can see, it fits in super well with the rest of the pack. Obviously we can't base too much off of the fact that the previous two skins went up quite a bit, but you could probably guess that this is going to go the same way unless it's bought 10 bajillion times and there's just too much supply, too little demand. Then the Island Assault Team Facemask and Chestplate. These two skins obviously aren't super blackout. They're nothing too crazy. If you like how they look, go for it. Personally though, I don't see these things going too far. If we have a look at the 148 other metal chestplates, you can see most of them, at least this year, have lost quite a bit of their value. Obviously the same trend happening last year, 2024, and well, it just goes on from there. We've only really seen the green skins go up quite a bit in value and the dark brown skins, but that's mostly because of the jungle update, as you could have guessed. So things don't look too well for this. The same can definitely be said about the face mask. The Boneforge face mask does seem to have gone up in value, which is the first face mask this year that has. However, it's only just gone on the market, so we can't really draw too much from that. If this continues to go up, it's a similar looking skin, I guess, technically, but then again, so is the Blacksmith face mask here, if not more similar. There's no huge gap. Yeah, it doesn't look too good for this either. Moving on, the Twisted Metal collection, once more, everything here has lost value. As you can see, this is most likely going to follow the same path. I doubt it'll break it. It does look quite a bit darker in the screenshot here, but that's just the lighting. Then the CocoKnight collection, the backpack surprisingly lost quite a bit of its value, even though there's not too many backpack skins. However, the bandana might do a little bit better, as historically, besides this year, bandanas have seemed to do relatively well, with a couple of them doing surprisingly well. The median is 19 cents above store price, and they've mostly kept their value. The backpack, unfortunately though, did seem to lose quite a bit of its value, which is pretty sad. From there, back to the Cryo collection, the only other item we have is the Cryo Fridge. That did go up in value, but it's a pretty unique looking fridge skin. This is just a bit too loud in my personal opinion. I won't be purchasing it, but maybe if a lot of people are thinking the same thing, it might go the same way, but we'll have a look at how many have been purchased this far at the time of recording this, just to see where things might be going in the future. Then the Grim Garden AR, you can't really see too much here. There's the skin, obviously nothing else in the same collection to base it off of, so we can only look at the other 258 AK skins to see what we're doing here. Most of them, as you can see, have lost quite a bit of their value, with only a special few like the Heatseeker AR pushing up that margin quite a bit. Secure AR as well. Most of them this year have lost a lot of value besides those two. 2024, the same thing here. There's just red everywhere. This may not be unique enough to break the same trend. The last unique, similar looking skin, I guess, could maybe be the Lunar Snake, which again didn't do too well. Get it if you like how it looks, otherwise, well, yeah. And with that, we've covered all of this week's brand new skins. Currently, the best selling skin is the Cobalt Sheet Metal Door with 4,700 sales. Trailing closely behind with 4,400 is the Heatseeker Python, which, if we have a look at the collection, the last skin, the Heatseeker Thompson, sold at least 34,000 copies. MP5 sold at least 65,000, so that's why the price went down quite a bit with that. Obviously because it was just so incredibly pay to win with the scope. I don't think it's highlighted here. Yep, there you go. That's just how crazy this skin was. Before that, the SAR again had a bit trimmed off of it, 38,000, and the AR first at 19,000. The Bamboo Cage at 4,200, at least. Islander sold Facemask for 1. Same with the Chestplate, Twisted Metal Double Door, 3-2, CocoKnight Bandana 2-7, Cryo Small Box 2-4, and finally the Grim Garden AR at 2-1, being the least well-selling skin this week. And with that, we've covered all of this week's brand new Rust item skins. Hopefully you found this video useful. Let me know what you'll be purchasing, if anything, this week down below. Things are looking a bit better than, well, last week, but do let me know down below what you're interested in and what you'd like to see next. Thank you for watching. My name's been Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao.